Hey everyone, how you doing? I just wanted to record this video. If you've been following this channel for the last couple of weeks or so, you know I've been to a couple of paid real estate events. There was the Houston Wholesaling Live, which was a lot of fun, and most recently at day 2 at Flip Hacking Live. And again, part of the reason I'm going to these is because I want to grow my network, really understand what other successful real estate investors are doing, and kind of a couple of things have jumped out. First, I'm a horrible networker. Going up to someone I don't know and kind of talking to them and telling our story is pretty foreign to me. It's not something I'm great at, so obviously something I need to work on. But really what I wanted to do in this video is kind of put down my thoughts on what it takes to go from 1 to 100 rental units. And the reason I want to do it is I've kind of told that story, I don't know, a dozen, maybe 20 times over the last couple of weeks. And each time it sort of feels, it just feels like the person getting it really is receiving value. I don't think there's any magic in this. I don't think I have solved anything special. It is our story. It is what we sort of went through. We write a lot about the details in the book, right? One rental at a time, available on Amazon. But really there's only 3 things that you need to realize, appreciate, respect, whatever that is for you, about how to go from one rental house to whatever number that is for you. Whether it's 1 to 100, 1 to 20, 1 to 200, 1 to 1,000, whatever that is. I think there's only 3 things you need to realize. And the first one is it takes time. This business that you've chosen to get in is not get rich quick. I don't care what people tell you. It's not. It takes time, especially if you follow the one rental at a time process, right? We went through, and I don't remember exactly, but felt like 6 years when we got to 8 houses. And then that's where we saw an explosion in growth, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But again, on the time aspect, and it's really become obvious at the event I'm at this week, is going from 0 to 1 is the hardest step. Going from 1 to 2 is remarkably easier, and 2 to 3, and so on and so forth. So you've got to get started. You've got to take your shots. I am very conservative. I'm risk averse. I'm not high leverage. I'm really nothing like all these gurus talk about. But you do have to write an offer. So learn your markets. Take your shot. Only write offers that make sense to your business. But you've got to write offers because you got to go from 0 to 1 and see if this is right for you. The other thing you got to appreciate about time is, I know it feels so slow, right? That first cash flow house, right? It's not even paying your electricity bill. It's not paying your water bill. It's nothing in the big scheme of things. But you got to remember, you're doing this for the long term, and it's not about this one house and this 1 month. It's about getting the 1, getting the 2, and then, as you keep taking those positive steps, equity is building. And this is what I want you to appreciate with time, is at some point in your career, you will have the ability to do things that we have done. First, 3 or 4 years in to our business, we did what's called a cash out refinance. And we took equity from our first purchase and bought another one. And then we took equity out of our second and bought another one. So again, a couple of things about this. First, don't do what we did on our first refi. We took out too much money because we thought the banks knew better, and we turned a positive cash flow property into a negative cash flow property. I call those things alligators in the book. You do not want alligators. So respect that, run your numbers, never, ever, ever create a negative cash flow property. The next thing that you're going to be able to do at some point, if you choose, is do a 1031 exchange. This is where you ladder up. Right, you go, in our case, we went from a house to a 5-unit building. We went from a house to an 8-unit building. We went from a house to an 18-unit building, because we were able to take the equity and transition that tax-free because of like-kind exchanges into a much bigger asset. It helped us get units. It helped us increase depreciation. It just helped us. We went from 8 to 80 units inside of 12 months, maybe 14 months. Because of 1031 exchanges. Then the market turns, and again, time will tell you what to do, right? And then we go from 80 to 150 and so on and so forth. So time is number one. Number two is focus. This has been a big deal the last couple of days. These events are putting on by some great people who are trying to give, and they're bringing up all kinds of speakers. But unfortunately, for some people in the audience who are just getting started, they are like, what do I do? Do I do direct mail? Do I do niche marketing? Do I do thousands of mailers? Do I cold call? Do I do ringless voicemail? What do I door knock? Right? Do I drive for dollars? There's just all these things going on, and people are getting confused. So pick your lane. Pick what kind of investor you want to be. Less is more in the beginning. Get good at one thing. There are too many shiny objects. The other thing I've seen people bounce around the last couple of days is markets, right? They haven't even got a deal done yet in their primary market, and they're already looking at a second or third market. Just stop it. You can't effectively know a market without spending some real time learning it. So learn your market, take some shots, build the team, do all of that. We did toy with going to another market, but we realized after time it just wasn't worth the risk, and it was just too far away. I'm not saying that's bad, but what I am saying is focus on one market. Just stop everything else until you get that infrastructure going and you've learned your market. So too many cities, too many shiny objects. Focus. Focus is important. And then the last thing, the thing that, again, if I had anything as a superpower, this would be my superpower, and I didn't even know it, is consistent effort. I have said it many, many times. I have looked at my market every day for a decade, right? I know when things are coming on. I've seen them. I know what's working. I know what's not. I can see it change. I can see, hey, price points above X are staying longer. I can see this is, condos are, it's just, when you look every day, good things happen. But remember, consistent effort goes beyond that. It's saving money, it's sacrificing, it's writing offers, it's getting after the next offer. It's just so important. So again, the keys to go from 1 to 100 units is time, focus, and consistent effort. It's really that simple. Love to hear from you. Am I missing anything? Leave a comment below. Share this video with people that are talking about doing too many things too often. Let's help them out. And again, as always, thanks for watching. Have a great day and be well. Thanks.